Hi, guys. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another episode of Soulful Living with Megs. As always, it is so great to have you here back for a moment of connection with me. Hi, my beautiful friends. I hope you're doing so well. I hope that your morning, your afternoon, your evening, whenever you're listening to this, it's been fantastic. I hope that your previous week was so fulfilling in all the areas that it needed to be and just so full of love and light as per usual. So I wanted to quickly recap the past weekend for you guys. On Saturday, I hung out with three of my friends. We have a little group called Brats. I'm sure you've heard about it because I've talked about them before. Han couldn't make it out, so it was just Shay, Brett, and I, and we went over to Kit's and had a cute little coffee, and then we went and got some food and just had a nice little catch up because it's just so needed in the friend group, and we were talking about dance and we were talking about life and just all of the good things and all of the good updates. And then we went thrifting, which was so fun. I didn't end up getting anything for myself, but that's okay. It was just all in the fun of hanging out with my friends. And Saturday evening, I had a movie night, which was so fun. I don't know why I haven't thought about doing this before because I live alone, as you guys know. My TV's in my living room, and so I pulled out my mattress from my bedroom and I put it in the middle of the living room, and I have a gazillion pillows. It's actually quite funny how many pillows I have. I sleep with one, but I have 8 on the bed, and my bed's not that large. It's just a double, but a bit of a shorter double. And so it kind of looks really funny with the 8 pillows, but whatever. I'm just going to keep them. And anyway, I pulled out my mattress and just like had a movie night and fell asleep on the couch or in the living room on my bed. And I don't know why haven't thought about doing that before. Like, so fun, little slumber parties for a Saturday night. And just been going to the gym, and then Sunday was super productive with meal prepping. So I'm recording this a few days in advance, so I'm saying all of this assuming that it went well. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to update you guys on my past weekend, and I'm very much looking forward to the week ahead. My two best friends, Nat and Laura, are coming for the weekend, and we're celebrating Nat's birthday early, which is going to be so fantastic. I have not celebrated Nat's birthday well, I guess we're doing it early, a day early, if you will. But I haven't celebrated with her since I moved here. So it's been 4 years since we've actually had a little birthday thing for her that I've been a part of. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing my best friends and catching up with them. We're going to do a little Aperol Spritz Saturday evening as we get ready for dinner. And then we're going to go for dinner at our favorite Italian restaurant that we always eat at when we're in Vancouver. Seriously, guys, if you haven't been to De Beppe before, highly suggest it. It's a cute little family restaurant vibes. It's small, so you definitely need to book a reso, but it's so good. I always get the cacio e pepe, and even though that's a very simple dish, I feel like most Italian places can do a well done cacio e pepe. I feel like De Beppe is one of the better restaurants that just does it so well in the execution. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. But we're just going to have a fun girly weekend, go take a workout class, go for, have our drinks, go for dinner, take pictures, make Instagram reels, whatever, catch up. I genuinely can't wait for a weekend with my girls and just to feel all the love, especially celebrating Nat's birthday. It's going to be so, so special. So this week's episode, I kind of wanted to take you along my acne journey, and it was something that I was toying with whether or not I wanted to talk about it now or kind of when my journey is over. But the thing is I don't really know when my journey with my acne will be done. I don't know if it'll fully ever be done, if I'm being honest. And last week's episode, I had mentioned to you guys that I'm doing a little thing with Bloom, whatever partnership, if you want to call it, where a bunch of women in Vancouver are trying these products for 6 weeks. And I've already tried 2 out of the 3. I'm just incorporating the third product in this line that they have. It's called Meltdown, if you've never heard of it. And anyway, I am using it still. I have until like mid-April until the trial's done, and then we're going to do our after photos and kind of see how things go. But I was inspired to talk about it this week because, to be honest, I have been dealing with more skin issues than I'd like to be. And it's not like I haven't not been dealing with it, but just based on where my cycle is currently, I am more prone to breaking out around this time. And maybe just incorporating the new products into my skincare regime is kind of affecting that. And also, slight lifestyle shifts. I have been staying up a little bit too late on some weeknights than I'd like to be. And then also certain food choices that I'm incorporating, I am having a bit more sugar than normal. So that's something to take note of too. But again, it inspired me to talk about today's episode because so many people in the world are dealing with skin struggles and issues and acne, whatever it is, eczema, cystic acne, whiteheads, blackheads, you name it. There's so many different skin conditions in the world, and so many of us unfortunately have to deal with it. And, I'm hoping today's episode will just shed a little bit more light on my personal story, but then, of course, help you not feel alone if you are dealing with skin conditions similar to mine. And just to remind you that, everybody faces this, I feel, at some point in their life. Our hormones fluctuate. We're dealing with puberty when we're younger. There's so many different factors that contribute to some skin conditions and issues. And I'm just here to tell you that nobody's perfect. And I know it can be deceiving online when you're seeing some of your favorite creators and their skin, and it just looks so flawless all the time, but I guarantee that it's not. People are putting their best foot forward out there most of the time. So I'm hoping that I can be a helping hand in your journey and just remind you that you are so much more than your acne and that everybody kind of faces it. And there's just so many different factors that contribute to your skin health. So I'm just going to take you through a bit of a timeline, and then we're going to get into some things that I'm currently doing now. But I wanted to bring you back to the past to just give you a bit of an understanding of what I've been through. When I was about 17, 18 was when I kind of started realizing that it may be struggling with acne. And yeah, it probably wasn't till I was about 18 that I really, really noticed it. And it started to make me feel a bit defeated. And I have been to a handful of dermatologists. I was prescribed 4 or 5 different types of antibiotics that I was taking. I was using topicals. Even before seeing a dermatologist, I was trying so many different ways to heal my acne in terms of things to put on my face. Like I did the whole toothpaste thing. I thought that would help. I remember poking a hole in an Advil liquid gel as if that would help. I don't know. I was trying so many different things that Google was suggesting. And of course, nothing was like an overnight fix. I mean, nothing really is an overnight fix, but I was just feeling helpless and defeated. I didn't know what to do. And then when I was working with a dermatologist, it was just kind of adding a band-aid to the underlying causes because of these antibiotics that I was on, and none of them were actually working. I remember just like trying them for a few months, switching over to something else because it wasn't working and I wasn't getting the results that I needed. And then also, I didn't even factor in that I was on birth control at the time, which I think helped with the acne on my back and my chest. I believe the acne on my chest and my back definitely did go away when I was on birth control, but I didn't even factor in that my birth control could be contributing to my acne in any way. And then once I tried all these antibiotics, my dermatologist at the time suggested that I go on Accutane. And then I've thought about, my mom and I were toying with whether or not Accutane would be a good choice for me. She was super against it just because of some underlying health conditions that my family has dealt with. But eventually I decided I want to give it a try. I know people that have been on Accutane. It's worked for them. This is like my only option at this point, is what I was thinking. Again, a band-aid effect. And when I started on Accutane, I was feeling super hopeful. I knew that it would work because, well, I had thought that it would work because I had friends on it for like even a couple months and they said that it worked. But of course, these drugs kind of react differently to every single body and human being. And I started at the 10 milligrams, and I think it only went up to 40 milligrams at this time. I don't know if that's changed. I doubt it. And I tried that for a few months, and then my dermatologist recommended we go up a notch. So we went up to 20. And same thing, after a few months, I still wasn't getting the results that I wanted. So we went up to 30. And kind of by the end of my Accutane journey, I was on 40 milligrams. I was taking something every single day. My skin, oh my gosh, was purging so badly. And I know that it gets worse before it gets better, especially with Accutane, but it was crazy. The dryness of my lips, I was getting nosebleeds. I use a lot of lip balm, if I'm being so for real with you guys. I have probably an addiction, and I know that's the industry. Once I've started, they probably put something in the products to make you feel like you need more, so you keep buying it. But I just remember coating my lips with Blistex at the time. I don't use Blistex anymore, but that is what I used back in the day. And oh, I was lathering it on. It was crazy. You could see like the ring of lip balm, the shininess around my lips, because I was just like, I need it on my lips. My lips are so dry. And we kind of check back in. I was getting constant blood tests because it's like really hard on your body, and it's recommended to be on birth control if you're sexually active because it causes birth defects, and you need to take regular blood tests to make sure that like your kidney or your liver or something is like okay, which is kind of crazy that you have to do that for something like this. And then I remember it was in the summer, and we were kind of talking about my options and stuff, and he basically said, and my skin was getting better at this time, I do remember that, but it definitely wasn't where I wanted it to be. In a perfect world, I wouldn't have any scarring, I wouldn't have any active breakouts, like nothing, but I understand that, it's not really going to heal my scarring. I would have to do like laser to remove that, but I couldn't do it while I was on Accutane or like 6 months after, whatever it is. But we were calculating it, and it had been like over a year that I was on Accutane, which is not the recommended length. I'm pretty sure you should be on it for less than a year. I could be wrong about this because, again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dermatologist, none of that. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't the healthiest to be on it for over a year. And I remember I was leaving for Vancouver soon around this time, so I kind of needed to not be on it anymore because I wasn't able to have these regular checkups with my dermatologist. So we decided, okay, like my skin is at a decent place. It should be okay. Let's stop it. Let's see how it goes. And I would say after that, when I moved to Vancouver, my skin was not the worst it's ever been, for sure. And I think I was, if I was getting active breakouts, there's so much that can contribute to it, such as like climate change coming into Vancouver. My stress levels were probably high. I was also probably getting more acne back in the day, like when I was dealing with all of this before I moved, because of my stress levels. I was in an unhealthy relationship that I stayed in for way too long, and it was just so on and off and up and down that probably didn't help. And I was dancing a ton and just like I probably wasn't eating well. I know I wasn't eating well, and just not living the lifestyle that I live now. And so many things were a factor, but I was pretty happy with where it was at when I moved, and I guess you could say I went into remission, if we want to call it that, for like a few months. I don't even know if it was a year or two. I just remember that it was like, okay, it was on and off. I was still wearing makeup. This is so crazy too, is like, even when my skin was like pretty good, I had like a base on every day. I would wear like foundation. It was lighter foundation than what I used to wear, but I was still wearing that every day and then dancing in it, which is crazy that I was sweating in that. But, now that I'm looking back, it definitely wasn't the worst. And I really didn't mind my skin. And then I believe it was going into 2024, I had decided that I was going to stop birth control because I wasn't actively seeing anybody. I wasn't sexually active, obviously, if I wasn't seeing anybody at the time. And I kind of just wanted to make a choice for myself that going a more natural route maybe could be beneficial for me. I was very curious how my hormones would be naturally because it had been so long. And I know some people get on birth control when they're like 13, 14 when they start their period. But, I guess I started later because I was 18. But regardless, that's still a handful of years that I'm having this synthetic hormone that's kind of pausing me at a certain state in my cycle. So I just wanted to kind of feel like myself more. I felt like I was super anxious all the time. I know I was going through a breakup like months prior to this decision, so I'm sure that contributed to it. But regardless, I was stressed out. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I was probably having a quarter life crisis, but anyway, I decided going into 2024, I'm going to stop taking this. I think that it'll do me good and we'll see how my body naturally is. And I was really, really excited for that. And for the first few months, it was okay. I want to say nothing really changed about my skin. But after the 6 month mark, I want to say that my acne was kind of always constant. And I started seeing some cystic acne show up. And I never really had cystic acne before this, but I was getting like specific cystic acne in like two spots over and over again. And, or maybe I shouldn't say 6 months it started coming back, maybe a year. Regardless, it was coming back. It was constant. I was getting different types of pimples than I was used to, and I was absolutely getting it on my chest and my back, which was so aggravating and frustrating. And there were so many times that I wanted to give up and just be like, nope, I'm going to go back on birth control because it's easier, because I know my acne on my back and my chest will go away and like it will be somewhat okay on my face. But I tried to go see a naturopath. I decided, I'm not going to do that, even though I desperately want to go on the pill. Let's go see a naturopath. And it was okay. I saw them a few times, but we couldn't really figure out what was happening. I don't remember if I was offered to take any hormone testing. We were just kind of seeing, okay, like, are you deficient in vitamin D? Is your cortisol up? So we were doing tests like that. And then I was taking like a crap ton of vitamin D, which I know, like, if you're too low on it, it can contribute to acne. But I have learned if you have too much of it, it can also contribute to acne. Oh, there's just so many things. But it was such a fluctuation. And then I stopped seeing that naturopath. I was living in West Vancouver at the time. And then I moved back downtown and I moved jobs. And so there was like so much happening that was, again, probably contributing to this acne. But I remember I guess it was last year, going into 2025, I started to really take my health seriously in all areas, not just like my hormonal health and being off birth control and stuff, but I started working out more seriously and, like really wanting to do better in terms of fitness and health and all of that. And I was taking all these pre-workouts, supplements and things like that. I was taking EAAs and creatine and whatnot, and like going to the gym like very, very regularly. I still go regularly, but I was going on the weekends, and then for so long taking my pre-workout and then going during lunch at work and everything like that. And I remember it was probably May to August of last year. My acne was one of the worst places it's ever been. It was so bad, you guys. And in so many areas of my face that was screaming, this is hormonal, like something is going on. And I can see this in my face. It was painful. I was dealing with constant pimples. I was still trying like different things. I was trying different skincare, like people online recommending things. I was so quick to be like, yep, I'll try anything. Like if it works for them, it must work for me. But my goodness, was it a journey. And I didn't even want to wear makeup on my face because it didn't apply nicely. And again, feeling so discouraged and like down and self-conscious. And I know that my friends are seeing beyond my acne and my not clear skin, but of course, like all I can do is think about it. and I could not figure out what was happening. But I decided to reach out to another naturopath, and I got this recommendation from an amazing person online who is a nutritionalist, and she focuses on acne and healing naturally. And her name is Cicely, and I'll definitely tag her acne protocol information in the show notes. But she has all these like recipes that foods that are acne safe and things like that. But anyway, she recommended my current naturopath who specializes in acne. And I thought that that was great because I needed somebody that understood hormonal health. I needed somebody that understood acne in women, especially. And it was a great experience, and we initially took some blood tests. I decided to invest in them because you know what, this is for my health and well-being at the end of the day. Like, I want to look good and feel good, and so I know that this will help, and I wanted to understand my hormones because it's absolutely worth investing in yourself. And so we figured out that there was an imbalance. And it's funny because she had mentioned that a lot of her patients with acne, they have a very specific lifestyle, very similar to mine, where they are so disciplined. They are very strict about what they eat in terms of like a good diet. Like, I'd say I do for majority of the time follow an 80-20, if not 90-10 diet. Like, I'm eating well, I'm exercising regularly, I'm trying to manage my stress as much as I can. And so have all these women that she's been with. So she says, 90% of the time it is hormonal. And there's so many other things such as like hereditary and genes, which is funny because I finally realized that, like, yeah, my family on both sides have had acne, even in their adult life. So, like, I've unfortunately have, like, on both sides, kind of not good skin going into this. So, of course, I'm going to get acne. Like, it makes so much sense. But once we figured out the imbalance of my hormones, we started implementing what I needed to do, what I needed to take out of my diet, what I needed to take out of my workout routine, what I need to add in terms of balancing hormones. So I had to be really strict on myself for like after the summer. And I started cutting out a lot of triggers, and my pre-workout, which I didn't know was a trigger. I cut out my EAAs, and that was kind of sad for me to do. I'm not going to lie, because I do think the pre-workout helped me lift heavier, but I'm still taking this other supplement that kind of helps with your metabolism and stuff when you are working out. It's just not going to give you that like buzz or tingly feeling, which honestly is fine because my skin looks better. But anyway, we had a regime in place. I'm still currently doing this regime, and I check in with them every 4 to 6 weeks, or every few months here and there. We're trying to add things, take away things, because it is still a journey. And I think what has really helped me personally is keeping my body in shape and as healthy as I can, because I think the strong body, strong mind really, really helps, especially when I've been on this journey for so long and it has felt discouraging a lot of the time, especially because I feel like it's so easy to give up and then just go back on birth control and just kind of put this again bandaid over it, or go back on Accutane. But all of this is a bandaid. It's not going to get to the underlying cause. So I just wanted to focus on strong body, strong mind. And I also wanted to, as I've been through this process, is reminding myself that I'm not going to be perfect all the time. My face is not going to be flawless, but I can get it to a place where I am more confident in myself, and I truly feel like I am at that place. Work in progress, really depends on the day, but like most of the time I feel like I'm there. But knowing that I need to be kinder to myself, to give myself more grace, and understanding that my acne does not define me. Like I said earlier, I am experiencing some breakouts more so than usual, but the flare-ups are very specific to the time of my cycle, which is kind of crazy that how the body works like that. Like, I know in my luteal phase, I am going to get more acne during my period. I am going to get more acne And then if I'm eating too much sugar and I get a flare up, I kind of understand now, okay, I need to maybe cut back on the additives and the added sugars because I went a few months here and there. Like I did one full month of no processed sugars or processed foods, and that made a huge difference. And then I took a little bit of a break, implemented some more sweets in there, if you will, and then kind of did it again where I'd cut out the additive sugars. And I feel like that really, really helped. So it is overall getting better. It is nowhere near where it was from like May to August. It's actually crazy looking back at some photos. And I'm still taking so many because, again, like I wanted to share this journey when it was like finally over and my skin was so clear and I would have a chance to go see somebody to get rid of all of the scarring and whatnot. But I understand that like so many people are dealing with this. It's not just me, and like it is a journey at the end of the day. So I might as well document it. I might as well talk about it now. But when I look back at photos, I'm like, wow, it is so different, and people are noticing like how much my skin has transformed, which is great because I always feel like when you go through transformations, you notice it yourself first, and then other people start to notice it, which I love. So I do appreciate people have been speaking up and saying your skin looks great. And like, again, I'm trying so hard to work with my body, not against it. I'm really, really trying here to like feel confident about my skin, And I take regular supplements that help with this. I take supplements that help with my immune health because that contributes to acne. I'm using a topical, more like a spot treatment every other day. And then on the days that I'm not using that, I do wear retinol. And that has helped too. Like there's so many things that I'm adding in my routine, still making it simple, but that have actually had a lasting effect, which I very much appreciate. And again, it's just about like trial and error. So if something doesn't work after 4 to 6 months, we can switch it up and like try something new, or maybe try slightly different skincare regime, or adding more retinol instead of this other topical, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Adding certain types of washes that, I have a benzoyl peroxide, I believe it is, something like that, wash that I wear on my chest and my back. And that has helped with my acne in those places. But just understanding that it is going to fluctuate, especially as a woman with the hormones. It's such a normal thing, and to be kind to myself during those moments. Another big thing about this journey that is helping me get through it is knowing that I'm probably the only one that notices my acne the most. I feel like my friends and family love me despite, obviously, my friends and family love me despite my acne. Like, my acne doesn't define who I am. It doesn't take away from the person that I am and the energy that I bring into the room. And I feel like, honestly, not a lot of people notice it that much. I notice it because it's me, and we are so focused on ourselves. Again, human nature, it's so normal to be focused on you, but people love me despite my skin, and I am so much more despite my skin and my imperfections. And I hope this serves as a reminder for you that you are more than your acne, and that you can find solutions that work for you. You just have to be patient. And patience is so key alongside consistency, because I was somebody, still am a lot of the time, that I want like a quick result. I want things to change overnight, but especially with skin health and acne, it's not going to fix itself overnight. So you need to be consistent. You need to be patient for it to have the long-term effects and reach the goal that you want to reach. Just know that there are solutions out there. There's so many resources that you can find that will help you. Just knowing that you can work with your body and not against it, and that there are ways in which you can get the clear skin that you want to get, or whatever, the clear pores. And again, nothing's going to be perfect. Your favorite influencers do not have the clearest skin. I guarantee you they do not. Everyone deals with this at some point in their life. So be kind to yourself, and you are more than your scars, your imperfections, the acne on your face, and it can get better. And I'm a walking example that it is getting better, and it's constantly getting better. And there are setbacks sometimes, but that's like anything in life. You are going to face adversity. You're going to face the hills because it's not linear. Like, you are going to have ups and downs, but be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. The brain listens and believes anything you tell it. So I think if we speak kinder to ourselves, that can absolutely attribute to the imperfections on our face, because we'll maybe be less stressed if we're a little bit kinder to ourselves. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to share my acne journey with you thus far with you guys, because it has been a long one and I'm genuinely trying, and it is getting better. So I just want to give you some hope that if you are at a place where you're deeply unhappy with your skin, you're feeling self-conscious, you don't want to leave the house, whatever it is, it's painful, so many things. I hear you. I see you. You are absolutely not alone. And so many of us deal with this. But just remember that it gets better. Give yourself some grace and be patient, and know that there are resources out there that can support you, and you will find a solution so soon. I hope that for you. And I'm looking forward to continuing to share my acne journey with you. It is obviously a more sensitive topic. I feel like a lot of people with skin conditions like acne, it is hard to talk about just because you don't want to bring more attention to it than you already feel like there is. But it's such a common thing. You are absolutely not alone. And just there are so many factors than just a good skincare regime. So many things going on inside of us, and our gut health and all that stuff contributes to it. I know you know that. But just remember you're not alone, and I'm on this journey with you, and I'm looking forward to continuing to update you, to let you know how my skin is doing. And I'm also looking forward to the summer, because I know that that kind of helps my skin. I love being out in the sun with my sunscreen, of course, but just knowing that I'm working hard and it's paying off, and the investment that I'm making into myself will be beneficial always in the long run. So, yeah, guys, I appreciate you listening to today's episode on my little acne journey. I would love to share some after photos, before and after photos with you guys too once I get them from Bloom. I don't know that I'm going to get them, but they might post them online, so I'll definitely keep you guys updated about that. And I'm sure I'll put a little video together about my acne. I've wanted to do that for sure and share that online, so I'll be doing that absolutely. I just won't be doing it right now because my skin is not not as clear as I'd like it to be at this moment, but that's okay. And yeah, I'm excited to shed light on this topic to hopefully bring comfort to those that are going through something similar. And just know that you're not alone, because you're really not. And anyway, guys, I cannot wait to tell you about my weekend with Nat and Laura. It's going to be amazing. I just remembered I need to pre-record next week's episode so that I'm not editing while they're here, because I just need to soak up all the time that I can with them. But I absolutely will update you in a couple weeks about how that goes, and just our girly catch-up time. And I'm so excited. But anyway, guys, I hope that your week is filled with endless opportunities of joy and love and light. I'm sending all of that incredible energy to you, so I hope that you feel it. Yeah, until next Monday, I hope that you stay so fabulous, because you guys are so fab, and we'll talk so soon. Okay, bye.